Well, who first started making instruments? And I came up with a sort of a half a theory, and it was halfway substantiated by some evidence. Because there's a cave drawing in Lascaux, France, 15,000 years old, they suspect. Like this. But behind them was what they called the shaman. The shaman had his bow up in his mouth. And I'm like, well, that's interesting. So my theory about that is that the hunters were hunting. Be very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits. So they sit back. So they're hunting, and there's a rabbit. So they shoot him. They take him back to the cave or wherever they're staying. And after they've had their fill of food, maybe somebody was sitting there going, huh, I kind of like that sound. It's not very loud. Maybe if I hit it with an arrow. Yeah, that's a little bit louder. But still not loud enough. So let me try this. So that's what I consider the first string instrument. I'm sure there's like hollow logs and drums and things that predated string instruments. But the problem with all this is that the person sitting there with the biggest mouth made the most noise. So, but it's kind of cool because you can sing while it's a little tricky, and I tend to drool when I do this, but you can try to sing. Old Joe Clark, the preacher's son, he preached all over the plain. Only sermon that he knew was High-Low Jack and King. Fare thee well, old Joe Clark, fare thee well, I say. Follow you 1,000 miles, hear your banjo play. All right, so then the fellows with the smaller mouths said, well, this is kind of not fair because that guy's mouth is bigger than mine. Using natural materials, whatever they had on hand, you might recognize this as a gourd that I have cut in half and cleaned all the seeds out. Somebody may have taken the bow, which without a resonator, with the resonator, makes a big difference. So they go, oh, that's kind of cool. I like that sound. And then, if there was an extra bow sitting around somewhere, they may have said, I wonder what happens if I take his bow and use it as a bow. Almost cello-like. But, so what would they use for strings back then? Well, in this case, this is horsehair. My horse is shedding, I believe, because on a regular violin bow, there's about 150 hairs from a Siberian or Mongolian horse tail or mane. But this one has shed down to maybe the last 30 or 40. Now, with this instrument, if I had a free hand, which I don't, I could lightly touch the strings and get different pitches. Let me see if I can. You're not touching with the tip of your finger light enough. Let me try it like this. Okay. Not very satisfying, but you get the idea. So that's what I suspect the first string instrument was. They could have used plant materials or animal materials to make the strings, depending on what they had available. So it's not too far of a stretch to get from the bow mounted in a gourd, actually having multiple strings mounted in a gourd. In this case, this is a 3-string dulcimer-like instrument. It should be tuned pretty close to D. before we do that song, let's just hear this. Now, it's only got enough frets to play a diatonic, which is a major scale. Of course, on the guitar, there's frets to get all the in-between notes. So if I want an in-between note, I have to go. The first one I want to do on this is, it's Nahama's birthday.
Wow.
So can we sing Happy Birthday to Nahama? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nahama. Happy birthday to you. So, in that happy birthday, in that short course of years from the caveman hunting and deciding to make sounds with this bow, we have something that could pass for a almost modern type of instrument. And with this one, I think we're going to do Oh Susanna. The cavemen did not know this song. They didn't know.
The cavemen?
No, they didn't know this, but we'll try it. There's the short history of string instruments talk that I thought some people might find interesting.
Oh.
The basic idea is vibrating strings in a resonant chamber. So with that idea, anything I look at and think, I can make an instrument out of that. That might work. So in this case, I left the handle on so you can see that it's actual burnt out frying pan. The Teflon is starting to come off. My wife is going to toss it. I said, hold on. Hold on, let me see what I can do with that. So it's a goat skin head. And in this case, since it's aluminum, I had to use self-drilling, self-tapping metal screws to hold the head in place. And it seemed to work pretty well.
What's the head made out of?
Goat skin. Maybe calf skin. My friend Paul Rumsberg used to do a lot of trapping, and sometimes he would trap coyotes for farmers because they were a nuisance, eating their livestock and stuff. So sometimes I would get groundhog hides because groundhog was accidentally caught, and by the time Paul got to the trap, the groundhog had met his demise. But for this one, since we're using a frying pan, this is an old song by Uncle Dave Macon called "Keep My Skillet Good and Greasy."
Yeah.
Well, cornbread and beans, good old collard greens, keep my Barry Bryan is playing the bass. I made out of an old silverware box. So assorted silverware came in that box. And I decided, well, it's about the right size for a bass. Ed over here is playing a guitar that's made from a cigar box. It did not come with Starry Night on it, but a friend of mine put Starry Night on the cigar box for me.
Got a question for you, Jim.
Yes, sir.
20 cigars, weren't they pretty big cigars?
Big cigars, there were no busters. Okay, so I told you my friend Paul used to trap groundhog sometimes. My previous frying pan banjo had an actual Groundhog Head on it, but somebody actually wanted to buy it, so I said, okay, it's yours. And the problem with the groundhog is that the skin, when it would get hot, it would get greasy. Like, the groundhogs are notoriously greasy animals, I suppose. But the goat skin, not as much. Plus, I think the goat skin had been processed a little bit more. The groundhog Paul had skunked it, what he says, took the skin off of it. Then he tacked it up somewhere to dry. And he said, you want this? I said, sure. So it hadn't been treated too much. So this is called Groundhog. I don't say doing research because I don't think looking at stuff on the internet is really research. But so I'll say I was looking at stuff on the internet and I found out, I've known this song for a while, but I found out that in West Virginia, it's called Talcott, West Virginia. Talcott, do you know that? They have a statue to a fella named John Henry. And it's right there, a park there, and it's right there at the Great Bend Tunnel, which is these events were supposed to have happened with John Henry, his epic battle with the steam drill. So this is the story about John Henry, the kid. train goes by. They say, there goes a steel driving man, Lord, Lord. There goes a steel driving man. One more time. Thank you. About that statue, I got interested in, well, what other statues and monuments and stuff like that do we have here in West Virginia? And this next one isn't about a statue or a monument. This is about a big old dam. So down in, what is it, Suffolk? Sutton. The Sutton Dam was built in the late 50s and early 60s. And to make the dam, they flooded a whole bunch of folks' property and farms and stuff. So the fiddler, West Virginia fiddler by the name of Ernie Carpenter, wrote this tune, sort of a lament about his family's home. They got flooded to make the hydroelectric dam, and it's called Elk River Blues. I forgot to tell you, this is a Cigar Box Fiddle right here. I've made probably 60 or 70 of them. I lost count because some of them I had to like put in the trash can, so I didn't count those. But this one is my keeper. I've either sold or given away the other 55 or 60, wherever it is. But this one sounds to me the most like actual fiddle should sound. But anyway, that's what it is, a Cigar Box Fiddle. Now, mostly I focus on string instruments because I sort of can understand them. But the earliest musical instrument ever found was a flute. Something like 50,000 years ago, somebody left a bone flute in a cave and archaeologists found it. Now, bone flute, because of its material, it lasted for all those years, whereas most string instruments made of wood and animal parts had disintegrated. The flute is an instrument dear to my heart since it was the first instrument my parents forced me to learn how to play. My big brother played the trumpet. My sister, 3 years older than me, played clarinet. So they said, "Jimmy, you're the flute player." And I said, "Okay." And I was 5 years old at the time. I didn't realize that the flute was considered a girl's instrument. So when I got into the school band, marching band, I would carry my flute on the school bus with me, and all the Southern Maryland farm boys, "Hey boy, you gonna blow that thing?" And make crude comments about stuff like that. So, to make matters worse, we had 3 other flute players in the band. They needed a piccolo player. So, I think the only thing probably more girly than a flute is a piccolo. That didn't help much, so I would like hide a piccolo in my back pocket to get on the bus. That was okay. But the thing about a piccolo is we had like, I think about a 60-piece marching band. One piccolo could be heard more than the trumpets, the trombones, the drums. The piccolo was such a shrill sounding instrument that one piccolo player could stand out. I kind of like that. But this next flute I'm going to play is called a penny whistle. And I made this with a piece of 1/2-inch copper plumbing pipe. And it has all those shrillness qualities of a piccolo. So I'm going to try to move the microphone a little ways away from me. And we shall play St. Anne's Reel on the piccolo. It's actually a soprano penny whistle. So, to contrast with the harshness, shrillness, I guess, of the high flute, I decided to make a low whistle. This one is made out of 3/4 inch copper pipe. I had to do plumbing repairs when I got to my house in West Virginia because the fellow who built it had just used whatever he had on hand. So he would have like a 10-foot length of electric wire run, and then have another 5-foot length with those wire screws attached to it. So he had like 5 or 6 lengths of wire to run from one end of the house to the next. And the plumbing was similar, just made up stuff with whatever he had on hand, which is something I can admire and respect. But I had to fix some of the stuff that wasn't working right. So on this one, you can hear this has a much, to me, pleasanter sound. And I'm hoping Pam Francis will come up here and sing.
Yeah.
So I'll play the first verse.
Okay.
Did you have to bring the words?
Well, you know.
Okay, you can use your words. Because I put you on the spot.
Well, this morning I went to church in the backwoods and I saw a fox, I saw a groundhog, and now you're looking at a deer in the headlights. Jordan, just a going over home.
That was a gourd falling off the table.
Okay.
Are you serious?
Oh, they can make noise, right? Oh, they're what's happening.
Know what he's song?
This next instrument is a fiddle made from a whiskey tin. 10 high 10 Hiram Walker's 10 years old whiskey. Never had it, but it was probably a decent whiskey that had come in its own individual tin. I'm not sure. So in honor of the whiskey tin, Ed's going to sing Whiskey for Breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try.
Let me check my tune first. Close enough.
How drunk is getting? I said, oh man, you've been drinking long enough, start singing this song.
Lord preserve us and protect us, 'cause we've been drinking whiskey for breakfast. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday too.
Sitting there singing this tune.
Lord preserve us and protect us. We've been drinking whiskey for breakfast.
Well, one by one, everybody in the town heard our rucks and they all came down. Pretty soon all the streets were ringing, sounds of the whole town laughing and singing.
Lord preserve us and protect us, 'cause we've been drinking whiskey for breakfast. to find West Virginia statues and monuments, I thought to myself, well, there's one right down the road from here that we have locally, the Indian Mound Cemetery, as the first, find the right banjo, the first monument to Confederate soldiers who fought and died in the Civil War. And there's quite a few soldiers graved there in the cemetery. Mostly Confederate soldiers, but a couple of Union soldiers too. And so, as I walked through the cemetery one time, I was looking at the names of the folks, and there's some former governors of West Virginia, and the former owner of the Washington Redskins is buried there, Edward Bennett Williams, I think his name is. But I was mostly concerned about the folks, the soldiers, and thinking about their lives at the time of what they were doing, fighting. And I call this one Indian Mound. South Branch Valley of West Virginia, there's a place I have found where the eagle flies above the river, there beneath the Indian Mound. I left my home and left my family, I believe. Now they're bringing me back to West Virginia. This time I know I'll never leave. I've been gone for so long now, far away from my home. Now I'm on that train, never more shall I roam. God and country, traveled the whole world round. A cannonball found me in Gettysburg. Now I'm bound for the cold ground. Soon I'll fly with the eagles in the South Branch Valley, and as I look down, I'll see my friends and see my family gather round the Indian Mound. Is a kind of old-time standard. I was going to do something else. Somebody said, I don't know that song. I can't play that song. So I said, well, how about Angelina Baker? And it said, oh, everybody can play Angelina Baker. So everybody can play the other song too if they know it. So anyway. I don't mean to pick on you. You're doing a great job.
You know, you can ask Jess back here. I mean, I have been picked on my entire life. You know, Dad doesn't.
So here's some Angelina Baker. I forgot to tell you, this is a banjo I made out of a cigar box. It's a punch cigar box, and the center portion is actually it's a wooden salad bowl. I go to thrift stores and yard sales, and if I can find a salad set, the big salad bowl and 5 or 6 little small ones that go with the salad, the big one becomes a banjo, and the small ones become inserts like this. Once again, I believe this is actually calf skin, it's a little rougher. And the trick to put the skins onto the instruments is you soak the skin for maybe 20 minutes and it becomes flexible, very soft and flexible. Then you can start, let's start at 12 o'clock and attach it to whatever salad bowl. Then you pull the opposite side as tight as you can with fingers and attach it, and you go around 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and keep going until it's pretty well tight. But it's still soft and wet. Let it dry approximately 24 hours. Then it tightens up just like a drum. Because that's what this is, a drum with a stick attached to it, I guess. So this next song is one I wrote, and it's not nearly as somber as the Indian Mound, but it's also West Virginia based because I used to drive past this family, and they lived in a old school bus. That wasn't one of those school buses that had been nicely converted into a tiny home with all the amenities. It was a school bus that had been gutted and propped up on cinder blocks. And there's 2 older folks who I took to be probably grandparents and 2 or 3 younger kids running around playing. Every time I drive by, they smile and wave at me and like happy to see me. I didn't even know the folks, but they just waved and smiled. And so that got me thinking about some other folks who have big fine houses. If they're in the yard, you drive by. If they look at you at all, it's not with a smile or wave. Usually, it's more like, what are they doing in my neighborhood? So anyway, I based that idea in some other kind of places where you might live, and I put this song together called "Would You Let Me." If I took you to live in an old school bus, propped up on blocks, just the 2 of us, would you let me? Darling, would you let me? The white picket fence around the front yard, in the back we could have a little garden. Let me, oh darling, would you? I'd sit down at church right beside of you and ask if we could share a pew. Would you let me? Darling, would you let me? Just as I am without one plea. take a place ain't never been, then I'll bring you back again. Honey, will you let me be your love? We think just like a hand in glove. Will you let me, darling, would you? Fly to the moon with a rocket man, write your name down in the sand. If you let me, darling, would you let me? Back on Earth with the telescope, you can see the letters that I wrote. If you let me, darling, would you let me? Honey, would you let me be your man? I love you like no other man can. Take the places you never been, and I'll bring you back again. Honey, would you let me be your love? We think just like a hand in glove. If you let me, darling, would you let me? If you let me, oh darling, would you let me? Thank you. I'm tempted to ask Jess to come up and sing the song since I played with her a bunch of times. This next one is a Stephen Foster song, and I hadn't played it for a while, but then a couple of events happened. I grew up in the D.C. suburbs. My father was in the U.S. Navy band, and we grew up maybe 20 miles from D.C. My kids still live in the D.C. suburbs, and some of them work for they didn't have government jobs, but it was government contractors. My son-in-law worked for the Small Business Administration, and he helped process loans for small business. My other son, I'm not sure exactly what he did, was computer related, but in the last month, they both got laid off, which is what's happening around here. I hesitate to get into the political aspect of it, but the personal aspect is all of a sudden, kind of out of the blue, two of my family members and a whole bunch of other people all around are without jobs. So the Stephen Foster song came called Hard Times. Try to sing it. Want to hear some harmonies, Jess? Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears, while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's a song, a sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and laughter light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks all say, oh, hard times come again no more. It's a song, a sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Place one head. There's a pale drooping maiden who toils her life away with a sad heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice would be merry, she's sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's a song, a sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Thank you. So, in the course of me doing what passes for research, I also found out last year, down in Beckley, that's I think I got the right town, in Beckley, they put up a statue of Bill Withers, who grew up close to Beckley and he went to school in Beckley. And Bill Withers is known for a bunch of songs, and one of my favorites is Ain't No Sunshine. So I'm gonna do a Bill Withers song because I found out there's a Don Knotts statue in Morgantown. I need to write a Don Knotts song. No, okay. And there's a Mothman statue in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. I have a bunch of songs I have to write. And I'm sure there's more, but those are the first two that popped into my head was Don Knotts and the Mothman. Oh, that could be one song, couldn't it? Take one bullet out of his pocket and take care of the Mothman.
Yeah, probably come on 7 goalie on MeTV.
Something like that. So anyway, this is Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone so long. Anytime she goes away. Wonder this time where she's gone. Wonder if she's going to stay. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. I know, 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 I know. Hey, you wanna leave me your thing alone. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Sunshine when she's gone. Only darkness every day. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. This house just ain't no home. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Anytime she goes away. Thank you.
We're getting close to the end of the program. We'll probably have time for at least one or two more songs.
One more at least?
But please don't forget the
Stay
tip
open.
jars in the back. There's a reception across the hall. All of this money goes to the musicians. We want to give them lots of money.
I just did it G because I had the wrong banjo. This is in the key of A.
All right,
You have A string on there?
Oh, I don't want to take your fifth.
somewhere there's one.
So this is a pretty much old-time standard. It's called called Stay All Night. Let me get the right tune here first.
Well, I can't start without you.
You look like you're going to. Play A chord for me. Close enough. Concert that Elizabeth has so graciously put together and hosted.
All right, one more, Jim?
One more? Okay, what are we going to do?
Well, yeah, and then we'll head over.
I know what we'll do.
I'll fly away.
You want to do I'll Fly Away?
Yeah.
Let's see, can we do an A? Is that my A banjo?
Yeah, still got an nail.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll Fly Away. Can you guys help me sing it? Well, some fine morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to my home on God's celestial shore. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, bye bye. I'll fly away. When the shackles of this life are over, I'll fly away. When the governor from his prison walls are sold, I'll fly away. I'll that morning when this life is over, I'll fly away to my home on God's celestial shores. I'll fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory. I'll fly away in the morning when I die. Hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away when I die. When I die, hallelujah, by and by. I'll fly away. Thank you all very much. You've been a great audience. Ed Myers, Barry Bryan.